Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Rewind Be Kind. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you've been going back watching my videos. I haven't been posting as much this month. I have been actually doing a spiritual fast since the beginning of April and until May 4th. And I do this every year, ever since the Most High put this on my heart and gave me the instructions that I wrote down to do. So I wanted to talk about fasting and how it's going for me. It's not as difficult for me because fasting is something that I believe I do every day. I intermittent fast. I usually eat one meal a day. Sometimes I may eat, something light around 11, and probably around 6 might eat something light. I'm not a 3 meal a day person and have not been a 3 meal a day person probably for over 20 years. It's just not something I do. I've even been around associates or people that visit and on their vacations, and we go out and to eat or the beach or something like that, and it's like they're on a time clock. We may go to breakfast that morning, and then lunchtime they're like, we got to find somewhere to eat, and then they get something before after lunchtime to eat, and then it's dinner time and they're like, we got to go eat dinner. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am still satisfied. I just couldn't imagine eating that much. That is something that we were told. I know growing up, rewinding on back, even when I was young, we were told in school, eat 3 meals a day, and then I think they added the snacks in between. And I believe when I was growing up, we didn't eat like that anyway. We may have had a breakfast, okay, and it may have been something like some grits, some eggs, some sausage, something like that, and or a bowl of cereal or oatmeal, something like that. It was just something to, we were young kids, so after we got through eating breakfast, after the chores and everything, we were out the door and probably didn't come back until, before the sun set, okay? And rewinding all back is what I'm doing, because I can remember being on my bike, just burning energy all day and not even being hungry, even as a child, not being hungry, because that meal satisfied us. And then in the evening when we got home, yeah, then we ate dinner. Okay, so it just started with me as far as not eating 3 meals a day when I was fairly young. And so as I grown up, although I have had raised children, had 3 children, and of course I had their breakfast and their lunch, and yes, their dinner, but it was never anything just real heavy. And I cooked the meals at home, and back then, the food was just healthier. You can make even their baby food. I would make their baby food and things like that. So it was nutritional. It stuck to their bones and their belly. They wasn't feeling their stomach and their back, saying they're hungry. They're hungry because the meals were healthy, nutritionists. I just said, full of nutrition. I'll say it like that. And when they ate, they were satisfied. Okay, but so I started my fast in the 1st of April until May 4th, and it's from 12 midnight until the next day at 6 p.m. or sometimes I even wait until 7 or 8 because I'm not usually hungry. My body has now adjusted. As you know, it's toward the end of the month, and I'm looking forward to the 3 full days of fasting in May, before the 4th of May. So I'm really looking forward to that because I see it as a reset. in many ways, as far as healing my body. The energy that I usually use for digestion is going for my brain, and so it's helping a lot of things. And then spiritually, of course, seeking the Most High, and then learning me, and um, building up myself as far as getting even more healthy routines. So when I fast, what is my day like? When I fast, well, I say, I'm still a coffee drinker, but as I do add my cocoa in my coffee to 100%, because I don't add sugar or anything like that. I like the taste of coffee, always have, okay? And of course I do my honey and my cayenne pepper. Sometimes I add cinnamon. Sometimes I've started even adding a little sage to it, my turmeric and things like that. As you know, I don't eat dairy anymore, so I've seen a big difference in that. So I don't have the cravings for what I would have craved last year during this fast, okay, during the day, because it was just like I was craving cheese, and then when I got off the fast, instead of eating something healthy, sometimes I would just go and grab some ice cream. So that wasn't good at all, not even for my gut health. And my body, I know, was saying, listen, all this time you fast from 12 until 6, that's many hours, and then you put something like that in your body when you're breaking your fast, okay? So I am so grateful to the Most High for telling me to leave dairy alone, because that is now not a factor when I come off a fast. During the day, I'm drinking water. And that's because where I live in Florida, so it is beautiful weather, beautiful sunshine, very warm. I love the warm climates and everything. So I can go all day as long as I'm drinking water, and I do from time to time make sure I add the alkaline water, and I do drink spring water, and I try my best to get the best waters, okay, because the water is not the same, okay. And I do pray over my water. I pray over everything that I put in my body, okay? That's just something I do. I have to bless and pray over everything that I put in my body. So, and I'm looking around because I'm sitting in this parking lot, okay? And I just want to reach out to everyone. So, I had a hard time, I think it was probably 2 weeks ago, with my fast, because I was ripping and running. We still have to work, we still have to do things, we're still smelling food, we're still around people who are eating, and in my profession, I do take people out to eat, and so it has been a little tasking, kind of makes me a little weak sometimes, but I just pray and go within myself and say, hey, this is gonna be worth it, to just stick to it. Now I believe, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I did start feeling, I don't know why, but I did start feeling a little faint, a little different, during my fast. Excuse me, let me check this real quick. Okay. And I said, well, I got to put something in me because of how I was feeling. I don't have any health issues. I'm on no medications. Praise the Most High for that. We'll be 55 this year, so I'm excited about that. I am really excited about that. And I think I went and probably what I eat, probably an avocado. I ate something like that just to to do something for my body, because you have to still, okay, listen to your body. You still have to, okay. And so I think I did that. I think it was on a Sabbath, and it was that probably around 11 or 12, and I had to put something in my body. I just had to. But for the most part, I've been doing great, and I'm excited about it, and already thinking I can't wait until next year to do it. But that's not the only time that I fast a whole month. This is a spiritual what can I say, cleansing, seeking, and also to restart my body. Okay, as we get older, we need to really listen to our bodies, see what minerals, what vitamins, what we need, because your body, as I've said in other videos, will tell you what you need. Okay, and I in the evening, when I do begin to break my fast, the first thing I do is make sure I go and drink water, okay, before I break my fast, okay. And then I take 2 capsules of omega-3 oils, and like I said, I got a acquired taste, a palate. When I was young, we used to just take spoonfuls of cod liver oil, so it doesn't bother me, okay, because I get the best and I make sure it's not rancid, okay. But I take that, and then I take my D3 K2 vitamin and my zinc, so in my 2 vitamin C's. So that's usually what I take before I break my fast, okay. So recently, since my body and my gut health is getting better and changing, it already was good, but it's really getting good now. I do go ahead and take me some probiotics now. I take the chewable ones. They're really good, a whole lot of, to help my microbiome, because I'm not eating anything, I'm drinking water, and I'm not a sweets person. So everything I'm putting in my body is intentional, okay. So I do, after I take that, the vitamins, and then use the because they're not water soluble, so I do use excuse me, a fat soluble something. That's why I take the omega-3 or even the cod liver oil with it. Then I always have me some blueberries ready. Have blueberries, or maybe some pineapples, just something, a fresh fruit. So while I am preparing what I am going to eat, I'm not what can I say? I'm just not grabbing anything, okay? I already have soaked my blueberries or whatever fruit, the kiwi, whatever I'm gonna eat. I already have it prepared, so while I'm cooking or making the dinner for that night, I'm not grabbing things that are not good for me, especially after a fast, because it's not good to do that. So that's pretty much what I do, and then I just cook a real healthy meal. And I come to realize, since I think today is the 29th, I believe, time and the dates, it's just going by super, super fast. I'm sure you could say the same thing, okay? But it's going by super fast. But it's gotten to the point now to where, although I'm cooking a meal, or I know that, okay, it's about to be 6 or 7, or I'm still not hungry, so I know that I have to make myself eat, because our heart is a muscle, okay. Our body and our organs and just for our brain function, you need food. And like I say, when my fasting is not for dietary reason, it's for a spiritual reason. But to hit 2 birds with 1 stone is all right with me. And so I have to make myself eat. And sometimes I realize, I think last night, I probably didn't eat until, and it's not good, because it's always best to eat early as you can. but I didn't get an appetite until like a little bit before midnight. And but I was snacking on like my blueberries. I was drinking water, and I have some nuts that I get from the market, the fresh ones. And so I have things that are filling that I can snack on. I have my very dark chocolate. I love the 85% and up. The more bitter, the better. I just like that. It's just satisfying. Like I said, I have a totally different type of palate than most, okay? But for the most part, like right now, it's probably, about 5:49 p.m. Central Time. It doesn't get dark here probably until like 7:45. And I have some nuts with me because I'm still doing my running around and doing what I need to do today. And so if I do get the urge to be hungry or whatever, I have my nuts, okay? And also love mixing like my blueberries with walnuts and things like that because they're good for your brain function, okay? So just start researching some things. Like if you're doing a fast, if you're going to do 24-hour fast or 48-hour fast or 72-hour fast, if you're going to do that, make sure you already know and have things in your home that you can eat. I call it grazing, okay? Because it can be quite filling. And then when this is over, after I do that full 3 days, and I'm pretty sure I want to dry fast it. I do like dry fasting, okay? That's no liquids whatsoever. But I have a strong feeling that because of how I'm out and about and how the sun is and how my body reacts to heat, and I stay in the car a lot, do a lot of driving for what I do. And I know that I may not be able to do my dry fast for the full 3 days, okay? Because this is full 24-hour days, and last thing I want to do is be dehydrated and have headaches. That's not a good combination, okay, with having to be able to concentrate out here with a lot of these crazy drivers, okay? You have to be alert and you have to be a defensive driver. So I just wanted to just talk about my fasting. And then so I'm thinking even after May 4th, I get back to my regular routine of still just eating one meal a day. I may wake up and eat me something like I don't even really eat breakfast. Like I said, I'm a coffee drinker. I drink coffee mixed with some chicory root with cocoa. I even sometimes add cayenne pepper to my coffee. Okay, so yes, a different type of taste buds, but that's just how I am. So I know that I have started buying flaxseed, and I'm gonna talk about that and possibly do a video on that. First one with the AI, then follow up and let you know how the flax seeds are working for me, because I remember when I was in my 30s, my 20s, in early 40s, I always use flax seeds, always. But I always used to use them whole, like in my oatmeal or something. But I used to use the steel oats in my oatmeal. And I used to put them in my smoothies and things like that. But then I've learned over the years, I think I hadn't had the flaxseed seeds in a while, But then I learned over the years that, you don't blend up the flax seeds in your smoothies, okay? So you know that. But I would just have them actually whole. And now I realize, and I'm going to talk about more of it, but I'm getting into it a little bit because I'm letting you know what I do in the morning, even when my fast, when I'm done fasting after the 4th. I actually bought me some flax seeds and just ground them up and have them in a sealed container in a cabinet to where I can take about 3 or 4 teaspoons of it in the morning, and sometimes I mix that with my honey on the side and eat that. It is filling, okay? It's fiber. We need that, and I'll talk more on that. But I have seen a difference, and I will talk about that, about my skin and everything, glows more. I just feel great. I feel great spiritually also. And so I'm hoping that the Most High will continue to download more for me so I can get more videos out on this channel and on my other channel, Truth Seeking with Veronica. So go check that out, okay? So feel free to comment, talk about your strengths and weaknesses when it comes to fasting, or what do you eat and prepare when you come off a fast. Like I said, I'm a pescatarian. I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy, but I do eat fish every once in a while. It's gotten to the point now to where I don't even want fish, okay? It's just, that's being taken away. But I know that I need those omega-3s, and I know there's other ways too that I've been getting my omega-3s. But I love sardines, okay? Not herring. I mean the really good sardine in the extra virgin olive oil, and read the back to make sure it's sardine and not herring, okay? Although I heard that's good for you too, but when I buy sardines, and if I'm paying close to $4 for one little can instead of buying the $1.99, I think I want true, I know I want true sardine. Okay, so I do eat that. And also I did want to say too, during my fast, since this is a spiritual fast, I have not had anything leavened, no leavened bread or anything since April 1st until May 4th, and I have been eating, making my own unleavened bread, or buying. Actually, I have to look on the back and make sure that that is all-purpose. It's rice, it's wheat flour, rice flour. It's a different type of flour in a certain brand. It's a Simply, and then it's another Annie, and they use different and believe me, I'm not a sponsor, I'm just letting you know that there are some things that you can buy that don't have any leaven in it, okay? And you can make your own too. And of course, I've had in the evenings, I forgot, yeah, I have my goat cheese, and I have my what else that I have? My dates, and just tons of different arrays of fruits and vegetables. But I'm getting off the subject. But in the evening time, like I said, since I don't eat, meats and things like that, I've been just cooking a whole lot of different vegetables, okay? And even watching the different types of oils that I use. I want to talk about that one day too, okay? Because it does matter. You can put together a whole lot of healthy vegetables and stir fry them, or however you want to do. And if you're not using the right oil for that, believe me, you're doing more harm than good. You might as well just soak those vegetables and just eat them raw, okay? But I do a lot of that. Potatoes, just different ways of cooking it to where I'm making sure I have a balance, okay? Because we still need starches, okay? We do. Yeah, not many, because they do turn to sugar, okay? But it's just like food is not a priority for me. It hasn't been for many years, and I know that a lot of us are different, okay? But food is just not, if I feel myself getting hungry, it doesn't take much to go and find something to go cut up and eat, okay, or to steam, or to put in the oven, or to pan fry, and without oil or with extra virgin olive oil. And read the back on that too. You can do a lot of research on how to look at the back of the label to see where your extra virgin olive oil is coming from. Okay, I'm just talking and talking, but all I'm saying is just kind of watch how you eat, okay, and realize that you don't have to eat 3 meals a day, okay? You let your body tell you when you're hungry, and when you're hungry, go and drink, maybe drink some water, and then see if you're still hungry, because sometimes you're just thirsty, okay? And try to cut back. I did a video on my other channel on Truth Seeking with Veronica concerning trying to cut back to at least 1 meal a day, if not 2 meals a day, okay? Or have you a full meal and have you some snacks that are fruit and nuts, okay? Things like that. But anywho, okay, well, thank you for watching my video. Feel free to comment and tell others about my channel, because the more followers I get, the more I'm going to start just trying to do videos at least every day or every other day. So be kind, rewind, be kind, and subscribe. Thank you.